On a day where the Florida Gators announced that they are postponing Saturday's game against LSU due to a COVID outbreak, Tom Rinaldi is reporting that Alabama head coach Nick Saban has tested positive for coronavirus. This school has made the news official just recently in the last few minutes. The 68-year-old Saban was preparing for Saturday's huge showdown with number 3 Georgia coming to Tuscaloosa. And joining us now live from Tuscaloosa is Tom Rinaldi. And you were in the building. You were around Nick Saban earlier today. What more can you tell us about this situation, Tom?
Kevin, that is right. Appropriately distanced and masked, but with Nick Saban earlier today for some interviews regarding the upcoming Georgia matchup and some other features we were working on for College Game Day. That was around noon Central Time, Kevin. Shortly after that, head athletic trainer Jeff Allen found Nick Saban in his staff room and called him away, informed him that he had tested positive for COVID on the latest test that he'd taken, and Saban left the building forthwith, almost immediately. Then at 2 o'clock, via Zoom from his home, he informed the team that he had tested positive. He did that after letting the coaching staff know on a Zoom call as well. They were informed. And moving forward here, the balance is Steve Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator, handling things for this upcoming matchup in the building, and Nick Saban continuing to help with coaching and strategy and preparation, but from home, not in the facility.
Yeah, Saban issuing a statement in the last hour. At this time, I do not have any symptoms relative to COVID. I have taken another PCR test to confirm my diagnosis. Informed our team of my positive test at 2 p.m. today on a Zoom call. All right, moving forward here, what's been the buzz like around the building here? Because Sark has the experience, but this is a huge week leading into Georgia.
It is. It's a huge week. And I think, Kevin, to take one step back from this immediate matchup, we all understood COVID-19 was going to have an impact on every sporting schedule, and college football and the SEC was certainly not going to be exempt from that. We've already seen that with Florida and LSU. It's obviously a shockwave to have a head coach of the stature of Nick Saban test positive, by the way, along with the athletic director of the University of Alabama, Greg Byrne. But those, at this point, are the only 2 positive tests in the program. There will be additional protocols that go into place. Both men will continue to be tested, and there is a set of protocols which could potentially allow Nick Saban to return. He'd have to go through a series of negative tests, in essence, to prove that this was a false positive. We don't know that that's the case. What we do know is he left the facility immediately. He was able, via a video feed, this should surprise nobody, to keep tabs on practice today and what was happening. And Saban is set to meet with the media via Zoom about an hour from now.
All right. Saban's not the first coach. Mike Norvell had to deal with this with Florida State earlier in the season. Florida LSU has been postponed. Missouri Vandy has been postponed this week. Have you heard anything about the possibility of this game being postponed, Tom?
We have not heard anything about that. Again, at this point, Kevin, and it is, to be very clear, Nick Saban and athletic director Greg Byrne, the only 2 who have tested positive in the program right now connected to football. So we have not heard any information about players who have tested positive, Saban and the athletic director Greg Byrne.
Tom, good stuff here. We hope to hear from Nick Saban later in the hour here on SportsCenter.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.